Molly's dominion over the fantasy campaign. Now, what do I mean by this? I made this tool, and it pretty much is a tool. It's a playable tool, but it is a tool, over the Christmas holidays, and I had yet to do a video on it. What I was looking for was a way of instantly, with a click, creating a fantasy campaign that had different campaign factions, and mostly I wanted it from the uh, dungeon master referee's perspective, where he will have the ability to play a dark lord or some sort of super entity, major lich or vampire coven, just something that wants to dominate and destroy the campaign map. Now let me show you a little bit of this as we go through it. So new game, and if you're not Molly, you can change your name. Molly's fine with me. Do I want to play easy or hard? I'm going to play easy just because there's more to see right at the beginning. I don't have to build it all up. So we have different factions in here, and I can click on most of the items in the game. For instance, if you have trouble reading that as spy on high, if you just click the image and go down to the text box, it'll tell you, well, that a spy on high allows you to gather intel. How about this one? The pecking order represents a diabolical workforce that operates in the underworld layer with few work stoppages regardless of the inherent dangers. So yes, I'm turning the whole concept of a Dark Lord into someone who's, basically running his business, and his business is to destroy the fantasy campaign. Now, there are numerous buttons on the map, and the referee, as he plays, or if you just play it solo, if you have a desire to destroy a fantasy campaign and see how it's done, can click on these buttons, and by doing so, you're going to acquire different special magical essences, we'll say, into your vaults. Whether that be you're collecting arcane lore on some sort of super weapon of the past, you're taking the essence of the forest away from the elves, different mana elixirs, monster pelts, and the teeth of dragon, etc. So I could, for instance, click on this one right here, and it'll tell me, oh, I also got picked up something playing on easy. And I'm going to take this one right here, where my guy will also have the ability to create illusions, and that illusions will protect my lair. You'll notice I have three different minion advisors. I got a wicked advisor and an enforcer and a sycophant in here, and you click on them and they'll give you background on what they're good at. But the main purpose of this, again, is to create a fantasy campaign. Just one button, and let's start on hard this time. And you can notice there's more people on the map, and the map behind it is different each time. It's an abstract map, but it'd be very functional for me because I could see where the mountains and the rivers are. And I would play this as a referee for a brief period of time and get it to a point where I'm at a junction where I could introduce the players to try to stop the next phase of the plan. So maybe I would do this. New game. Notice I don't have any minions. I have this one guy barely there, and maybe I'm going to go and recruit somebody out of the swamps. And you'll notice other icons will appear as you do actions in the game. For instance, this one here is I could bribe one of these armies of the Ebon Pharaohs to disband. And you play around with it, and you see I can click on these icons here, and you can see, well, I'm very cloistered, and my armory is a joke, and there's no sort of organization, and etc. But maybe I'll do something like conspire. And by conspiring, maybe I can eliminate one of those problems. I did. I eliminated one of the problems. I think I eliminated the fact that I was ignorant of the world around me. But that caused a sub-scenario of a death match. And that could be a place where I bring the players in, and they could be the ones that are going to try to kill one of my minions in the death match, or challenging me to a death match, me meaning the dark forces here. And I am defeated by the forces of good. You can see these two little red guys showed up. Two of my armies were eliminated. I only had two down here. This renegade monk is not going to matter to me. So what do? We start over again. So I'm not going to play hard this time because I want to demonstrate more of the mechanics and not just try to play the game solo on a very difficult level. And maybe I will do something like I want to recruit a minion. I don't like this guy here, this sycophant here, so I'm going to recruit a different one. I'll click this up here. Notice the button is moving around the map. So that took place up here in an ancient land and has moved to another area in here. I believe that's where the High Fae are inhabited. And I got this witchcraft, Zagan. Witchcrafter Zagan. And maybe I want to see how these guys compete with one another. And so I'll click a button here. Results in a death match. Continue to play. The results of that death match is all going to be down in here. Continue play. And this did not change, and probably that did not change because I have these different protections that I wouldn't have normally, but I'm playing on easy. Let's get a master goal here. The Doomsday goal is a long road to ruin. Expect to struggle even after collecting the necessary magical resources. The craziest of your armed followers seem to be valuable here. That would be like this monk. And your actions generated 2 dice rolls. One of them was a 6. The weighted die, the best die was the 6. Your enforcer may be better as an advisor, and so he improved in ability. And your goal is fluid. You lack focus. Attempt to think your doomsday plot. You considered the waking slumber as something to end the world, but then you knew that by the final assembly of that doomsday device, that doomsday terror, that way of conquering the campaign map, it would fail in the 4th of 5 stages. So you try to rethink that. Let me try it again. This case, my confusion is forcing a death match between some of my minions that are fighting for my favor. The dungeon quarters of your secret lair are devolving into factions, accusing each other of incompetence. On we go. And in this case, we have, it looks like I survived, though to avoid reprisals, I had to move my lair to someplace else in the underworld. And did I get a goal? I did, the talisman. So I click on that. It says the talisman is going to need essence of the forest, mana elixir, and the teeth of dragons. And the goal of the talisman would be to create some sort of, how would I fashion it? Would I put it in a ring, for instance? A ring that can control mankind? I might decide to do that. These right here are bothering me because I both played the game and I've coded the game, and all of these little red problems with my lair and my whole army that I'm building, those can get in my way rapidly. So I'm going to try to eliminate one of those. I took out that, which is good. You can see all the dice being rolled here. The best rated die looks like it was a 5, 2 5, speed of 6. Your best rated die is a 5. And with that, the beating shall stop once morale improves. Your action generated 8 dies, and a spy from the outside has been discovered and brainwashed. You now control the narrative. So this is another way that the players could be told that a scout that was sent earlier to find out what this dark one is doing, that scout has disappeared because by my action here in the campaign, I have eliminated that scout. Maybe I want to kill some of these guys outright. Let's get some artifacts here I can use to kill people in the game. Critical junction was reached. And what was that critical junction? I can read down here. The operation has everyone feeling dejected. Maybe share a story of perseverance, hard scrabble, fieldwork. Fuck that. Put them out to the lash. You know, you're playing evil here. And this area of the map, it turned yellow because they're more aware of my presence, and there's a higher chance that I'll be raided by them. And I can click on these guys and it'll tell me what they're good at. Different monster pictures that'll show up. I can click on these little images here, I think I said, and it'll tell me how I've got an advantage in the game that I normally wouldn't think I've had. And do I have enough people behind me? I do. I'm the 3 yellow guys, and you can click on those and it'll tell you who these people are loyal to, because there's also rebellion and factions building within my underworld lair as well. Did I get anything of that? Low monster pelts. I can do better than that. Let me get to pick up some mana elixirs, manageable amounts of mana elixirs, and these will help protect my lair, the forces of good attack. This guy here, let's see if I can suffocate this guy here, and by doing so, this whole section of the map could go into anarchy. Well, isn't that special? That's nice, because then I'm essentially 1/6 of the map now is no longer to be a threat to me. And again, if you're playing this as a referee's aid, you could be running a few of these button clicks ahead of time. You could be sending your minions out to as missions that the players, adventures the players, they could run into these guys. And the players, maybe they're starting up here in the Elder Fae area, or in the area of the, wow, these guys are close to dying too, in the land of the dwarves, and suddenly they get word that in the land of the dwarves, some sort of dark force has destroyed the land of the halfling miners. Well, that's about all I'm going to say on that. I've taken my 10 minutes. This should be available for download off the Space Gamer website. There won't be any sort of companion booklet for this in a drive-through. Just leave a message in the Vox if you like some of these videos, or if you like these games to play. More later.